So, Liam Neeson is back, everyone, in Cold Pursuit. And Cold Pursuit is an action, mystery, drama film set in a very, very, very cold setting. Essentially, the premise is that him and his spouse find out that their son died of a heroin overdose. But the thing is, they know their son. He's not into heroin. He's not into that whole scene. Where is he? Liam Neeson's character is here to find out, and that's what the film is about. It's about him trying to extract revenge on those that potentially did it, or maybe his son truly is a junkie. Find out by watching the movie. Anyways, let me just say this. Cold Pursuit, it's a remake of the film In Order of Disappearance, which I didn't know this film was a remake. I really didn't. And it's kind of funny because the original film In Order of Disappearance and Cold Pursuit are done by the same director. So it's interesting, and that doesn't happen too often. Heat with Michael Mann, directed by Michael Mann. Yes, Heat was a remake of Michael Mann's earlier work, but sometimes a remake can hold on its own. Now, the question is, does it hold on its own? I'll answer that later on, but for now, let me just say this. I thought that was very interesting. A very interesting choice that a Norwegian director, decided, hey, I want to make it from Norwegian to American. Now, the question is it good? I do think that Cold Pursuit is a rock-solid thriller. I think that you have to adjust your expectations, though. I did that after watching In Order of Disappearance because I realized it's more of a mystery film than anything. It's not as much of an action film as you are led to believe based on the trailers. And I'll get into that. This is one of the few reviews where I'm actually going to get into spoilers, but not yet. Not yet. After I give my 5-star rating and my hot sauce rating, I'll get into that. But for now, I'll just say this. It's more of a mystery film with drama elements spiced in as well as action spiced in. It works. I think it does work. But again, you have to adjust your expectations because it's not the action-heavy film that you are being led to believe based on the trailers. The acting across the board is also good. And I thought the mood of the film, the overall coldness of the film really seeped into my system because while watching this film, I felt very cold watching it. It just, for some reason, Wind River, The Revenant, and this, they really get to me with seemingly dropping the theater temperature 30 degrees. And I don't like that, but at the same time, I appreciate it because it feels immersive. And I'll also say this. I think that the spurts of action work, the spurts of drama work, the mystery works. What I think doesn't necessarily work is the fact that there's not much to this film that stands on its own, in that if you haven't seen the original and you know that this film isn't going to have that much action, I think you'll like it. But if you've seen the original, the remake follows a lot of the same plot points. It's just certain things are Americanized and it works, but at the same time, I can't get it out of my head that while watching this film, I was like, this doesn't totally work because I've seen the original, and I'm just kind of like, it's beat for beat pretty much. There's a little things here and there that are switched, but for the most part, it's the same thing almost. Although I will say this, there were certain things in the American remake that enhanced my viewing experience of In Order of Disappearance, because In Order of Disappearance, there were certain things that I didn't understand completely. But watching Cold Pursuit, when those things were done the same way, except through American vision and through American words, I was like, oh, I get it now. But again, that's just the stupid American in me, I suppose, as to why I didn't get that. But again, it's little nitpicks as for this film, because I don't think inherently that there's a lot wrong with this film. I think if you're looking for a rock solid film, that this is definitely a film to watch. Is it memorable? Will I remember this in a couple months? Probably not. But during this time that I watched it, I enjoyed it. And I have to say that, as a remake, it's a solid remake. It follows some of the same beats, which, most remakes do, but it follows them, very concisely. It works until it doesn't work. And that's all I'm going to say. Cold Pursuit, for me, it's a rock solid film that I would definitely recommend. And I'll be giving Cold Pursuit a 3.5 and 5-star rating, or if it was a hot sauce rating, it's the good old Texas Pete hot sauce rating. Now, why did I say that this is a remake that follows beat to beat, but changes certain things for American audiences, and I liked it? Well, this is where spoiler territory comes into play, at least based on if you've seen the trailer. So the trailers don't reveal this. which I was glad for because I was actually surprised. The American adaptation has a gang of Native Americans. Like, they have a turf, and there's another gang as well, and they are battling for turfs. Why do I like that? Well, because I feel as though Native Americans really aren't represented in American cinema. Sure they are for like older films, like, the Wild West and everything, and, I mean, that's cool and all, but at the same time, it's like, it's portraying them negatively. I felt like in this film, they weren't portrayed negatively because it's like, oh, wow, like, it's cool that they're getting represented in the 21st century. Sure, it's through the eyes of a gang, and they are gang members, but they have their traditions, they have their ways of doing things, and I loved it. I loved it. For me, it pushed it from being a generic, cookie cutter remake to oh wow, like, because think about it. You've seen them get representation in like The Revenant, but then you have a movie like Wind River where they get representation, but you don't see them too often get represented. And I loved it. I love that they got representation. That's why I'm glad Cold Pursuit did it. So again, it's just a little thing, but as I've gotten older, I've kind of realized it's the little things in life that you grow to appreciate. And that's one of the things I just grew to appreciate about Cold Pursuit. So guys, Cold Pursuit though, did you like it? Did you not? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.